Hey, what's up guys? This is Jake.
This is Charles.
We are at Adrenaline Factory today to make a little tutorial about the battery of your board. We'll show you how to make the proper diagnostic regarding your battery. Also, we'll show you the proper maintenance to do with it if you want to leave your board inside for a few months, what you should do with your battery. And also, last thing, we'll show you how to check the cell status of your battery. But first thing first, which app are we going to use for that, Charles?
So we're going to be using the XIAOXIANG app. It is the smart BMS in our boards that controls everything for the battery in terms of charging, and we're going to start there.
All right, and if you want to know more about the XIAOXIANG app, make sure to go check the tutorial that we previously did on the different app we are using with our board. So, all right, let's get down to business.
Awesome.
All right, guys, so this tutorial is an answer to Laura Caster. We just dropped a few questions and comments on a previous tutorial. So also, if you guys have some question regarding your board maintenance, how to write it, some part, make sure to drop it in the comments, or you can also write an email to support@laquaboard.com. So we will make sure to answer your question. That way you can go outside, have a safe ride, or do the proper maintenance on your board. So thank you guys. Make sure to ask us your question so we can make more tutorial like that. Thank you guys. Okay, Charles, so let's start with the XIAOXIANG app. Let's jump into it. So what is the first step?
The first step is we're going to have the app downloaded and ready. So we're going to open our app and we're going to try and connect to our board. If you followed our previous tutorial, it's whatever number is the lowest here on the signal side is the closest to your board. So you're going to have to find your board. It's either labeled XIAOXIANG or something similar. Here I'm going to go look for our board. Where is our shop? Lone Star. I'm going to have to cut this. There we go. So this is the shop Lone Star SSS that we have here. So now that we're connected to the app, we have a few little functions here right off the bat. So this is a part you want to kind of be careful with. It's very possible that you could misclick and click this little lock key. This is the first thing. If you lock it, your battery technically is gonna stop charging and it's not going to discharge anything. But make sure that this is unlocked at all times so that you're able to charge your board whenever. And just be sure that if you're having any charging issues, look for this first. So now we're going to go look at the cells and their diagnostics here. So we're going to scroll to the left and we're going to see the battery states. So here's all the basic information. There's a lot of numbers, a lot of yeses, a lot of nos. But what we really want is to scroll to the right and see all of the cell statuses. So what's super important here is to basically see the average number that all the cells come out to, because they're all supposed to be relatively the same, but they're never going to be actually the same. They just need to be within a certain margin so that the cells stay nice and healthy, that we know that everything is working properly together.
Okay, and when should I worry about my cell status?
So generally, it would be a little worrisome if you have your margins a little above or below 0.1 volts generally. If you do have something like that, I mean, it's obvious that you should contact us about it, but anything that's drifted too little, it's not something to be too concerned about, because that will be regulated when you charge up your board back again. And this is why we recommend to always charge up your board to 100%. That way the BMS does its job and everything becomes nice and leveled at the end of the day.
Perfect. Okay, Charles, thank you. That was really useful. Another question that we receive a lot is what should I do with my board if I want to store it for winter? For example, here we're in Canada. Obviously, we don't ride that much during winter. So what should I do with my battery? Should I totally charge it? Should I discharge my battery? So
you want to keep your board around 80% of a charge during winter and for long storage. And after maybe a month or so that's passed, you want to check if any of the voltage or any of the battery percentage drops during that time. If anything, give it a quick little charge back up to 80. And remember guys, it's really don't worry about it if you fully charge your board.
Okay.
You know, there's no stress. It's not the end of the world.
Okay, and I guess the proper way to discharge my board is to go for a little ride for like a 10-15 minutes ride, so it should be around like 80%, like you just said.
Yeah, exactly. It's a little bit harder on the Lone Stars, but it's much easier on the Nazari.
And why should we keep our board around 80%? Why that specific number?
Because it's the kind of the recommended battery state in which our manufacturers tell us when we should store our batteries for a long period of time. So having it around 80% is perfect.
Perfect. And last question, how do I check that my board is at 80%, 70%? I need to open an app or what?
Yeah, you can open any of the apps from the Stormcore app to the XIAOXIANG app. Any sort of third-party app also works the same way. As long as it's generally around that 80% margin, we're good.
All right. Okay, another question, Charles, that we've been receiving a lot is where do I store it? Should I store it in a cold place, hot place, kind of like in the middle?
Yeah, so we're looking at more of in the middle, right? You want to keep your board stored in a room temperature type of environment. If you're gonna store it in the garage where it's cold, it's definitely gonna affect the cells in the long run, and it's definitely going to damage them.
Okay, so keep it inside the house is the best way to make sure you take care of your board.
Exactly.
All right, thank you, Charles. If you guys have more questions regarding the battery status or the battery maintenance, make sure to drop it in the comments, or you can also write us an email at support@lacroixboard.com, and we'll make sure to answer your question. Otherwise, go outside, ride, have a good time.
Ride safe, guys.
All right, take care, guys.
Bye.